Here we go. Here we go. Oh boy. "25 seconds. 20 seconds. Here we go. Grab on something you love. Champagne. Toast. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Yeah! Happy New Year! Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Back to the Cardboard. I hope you had a good Christmas and a happy New Year. Hope your head's not pounding too hard today. Hey, I just want to thank you guys for tuning in and following me throughout the year, and just kind of wanted to do a top 10 countdown. Some of my favorite pickups of the year and some of the cards that really come home to me and kind of brought me back into this hobby. Cards I started out with, I don't know if y'all know my history, but a few years back my cards were stolen out of my granny's attic, and been slowly trying to replace some of those cards, and a little at a time. And this is I guess some of the top 10 cards that I had collecting growing up. Nothing crazy, nothing out there as far as expense wise, just cards that kind of made me feel like I was a kid again. So stay tuned and watch the rest of this episode, and I will give you my 2019 top 10 baseball card pickups. All right, let's get started with this. Coming in at number 10 is none other than Johnny Bench himself. This is a 1981 Topps Bench, and this card, I had a couple of these as a kid. They just wasn't this nice, I don't think. But I really love this card. I know it's nothing crazy, but I don't know if it's the action shot, the batting helmet. Of course, when I was a kid, everybody strived to get one of these plastic Reds batting helmets, and we'd wear those things with pride everywhere. But this is coming in at number 10. Oh, I'm trying to mess around here on my wife's kitchen table, and it's not working out so good so far. Now at number 9, you all will know this card. 87 Topps Jose Canseco. Half of the Bash Brothers here. I had several of these cards growing up, and of course I was a little bit older when these come around. I was 18, 19 years old, but I still collect cards, and this is one of that year in 87 was just crazy trying to get a hold of, and I traded off a lot of my good cards to get one of these, and I ended up with, I don't know, probably two whole pages full of the collector pages full of these Jose Canseco rookie cards. So I picked one of those up this year. Kind of brought me back to 87 year. It was also the year come on now. All right, enough of those. Get out of the way. Then coming in at, are you kidding me? All right, coming in at number 8. Yep, you guessed it. Half of the Bash Brothers. Sure enough, an 87 Mark McGwire. This was the card of all the rage in 87. Of course, I had a few of these as well, like the Cansecos. To me, this is an iconic card in baseball. I don't know if most of y'all agree with that, but you know, McGwire that year, he was at 33 home runs at the All-Star game and ended up with, I think, 49 for the year. And that stood until Aaron Judge knocked him off the podium in 17. Of course, you all know what happened this year with Alonso. But that is card number 8, coming in at number 8 there, Mark McGwire. See if I can Get my top 5 in the shot here. All right, now coming in at number 7, a Bonds. Yep, you knew it with all these, with McGuire and Canseco and the Royds, but no, it's not the Bonds you think. It's Bobby Bonds, Barry's father. This is 78 Topps. I had one of these cards, as you see all the scratches on the screw down there, but had one of these cards as a kid, and I was able to pick this up at a flea market, I think, for like a buck, and I was happy to get it because this takes me back to my childhood. Mr. Bonds here, 4-time 30-30 man, you know, pretty good. And then this is the only card I have of this guy. Picked this up not too long ago for a little or nothing, comparatively anyway. It's a 62 Topps Warren Spahn All-Star. This is what I call the poor man 61 because if you look at the 61 Spahn, this is the exact same picture on the 61. If not, he looks like this in all his pictures. That's all that I can figure. But this is a 62 Topps Warren Spahn. Now, for my second card, my second ungraded card in my top 10, coming in at number 5 is the 1968 Mickey Mantle Topps game card. Had one like this as a kid. It was stolen or misplaced, or I might even traded it off to a Canseco. Who knows? But I was able to pick one of these up, and as a matter of fact, I've picked up the whole set of the 68 Topps, and I'll be reviewing that in a later video. But I was happy to pick that card up. 68 Topps Mantle. Now this card here, next card up, is 78 Topps Dale Murphy. It's his rookie card. Dale was my idol growing up, and next to Bench and Rose and, you know, the Big Red Machine, he kind of took their place when they kind of faded out there in the early 80s. And I followed the Braves quite a bit, mainly because, you know, we had WTBS, Turner Broadcasting Station, and they aired all their games, and I watched pretty much every one of them that I could get my eyes on for sure. And I really love Dale Murphy. It's a shame. This guy needs to be in the Hall of Fame, 2-time National League All-Star. And then coming in at number 3, back-to-back 78s. We've got a 78 Topps George Brett. I love this card growing up. It was one that I did have stolen, I know for a fact. And it probably wasn't in as good a condition as this one, but it was one of my favorite cards growing up. I really love the windblown look in his hair and the big chaw in his jaw there. Just kind of an iconic George Brett pose. I really like this card. And that is the 78 Topps George Brett. Next up, yep, you guessed it, 1980 Topps Ricky Henderson coming in at number 2. I had this given to me when I was younger from an older collector, not this particular one, but I had one just like this, probably actually in a little better shape than this one was. But I had one of these given to me as a young collector, and it kind of really sparked me, and collected a little bit, you know, 78, 79. But when this card was given to me in 80, it really fired me up, and I really got into collecting heavy for the next, I don't know, 10 or 12 years, well, to 94. But really like this card. The A's Ricky Henderson, all-time stolen base leader, Hall of Famer. And then, last but not least, my number 1 pickup for 2019, you guessed it, 68 Topps Johnny Bench rookie. And we'll end this as we began with at number 10, we had a Johnny Bench. Number 1, we finished up with a Johnny Bench. So my top card of the year, my top pickup. Really happy to get that. So, until next time, folks, I hope everyone has a tremendous 2020. Hope your collecting dreams come true this year. And whatever you do, always help a youngster in the hobby. God bless you. God bless America. And remember our soldiers. Our soldiers are deployed. Until next time. Peace.